Hi, guys. I was trying to set this thing up. Hi, Mark. Hi, Monsieur de Chanel. Hey, Killer. Ilko. Hang on. I'm still. Let me set some things up. Hey, I can't get it set up. Okay. Hang on a second. Hey, Brian. Hi, Goldfinger. Hi, Rasmusus. I can't get anything right today. I don't know what's going on. Hang on a second. Oh, jeez. It's always something with this. I know what I'll do. Hang on. Is that the old Coca-Cola alert or your shirt? Oh, this is a uh, what is it called? An escape gear, and my shirt. This is my shirt. This is I got this at the Alphonse Mucha um, museum in Prague. Let me get. I don't know what's going on with this other thing. No, hang on a second. It's really acting unusual. Um, Let me try this. Here we go. And this live. And here we are. This. So how to do it. I don't know why I was having so much trouble with this doggone thing. Hang on. Oh, geez. Got it. 1 second. Finally, it's working. Okay. All right. Got everything going here. Hello, everybody. I have been. This is so much going on. I feel like that juggler, and there's anyway. It's good to see you all. Okay, what you got there? Hey, Madville. I recently saw your video on Chinese tourbillon for $110 at AliExpress. I found that idea fun, but I couldn't find that movement on AliExpress. At least not for the same price. Huh. Um, 1 second. Hey, I learned a new trick, so maybe I can show you guys how to get there with a new trick. Everybody up for that? See if my new trick works. Hang on a sec. Okie doke. Now it knows who I am. So sign in and email. Whoops. Maybe I won't be able to do my trick. Sign in. Okay. There it is. I got my password. Well, AliExpress is not. Aha. This is not. Hang on a second. I don't need to update my orders. Heck. Well, that's not a very good trick. Hold on a second. I'll keep trying. Doggone it. Every time I want to have something interesting, it sort of bites me. Okay, here we are. I think I'm at the right place now. Let me see. Forget that then. Okie doke. Oh, wow. Yeah, the price has gone up. Let me see if I can. That one's a little different. Let me see what I can find. The trick was too fast for me. Can you do that again? I can. You want me to screw something up again, Brian? Hey, let's see. Yeah, here's the right place. It's really funny because when they want me to buy another one, they come with the same price. No, that's not it. Okay, well, no, all right. Yeah, the price has gone up, Madville. It's now $153. They had a lot of stuff going. I don't know why, and they made it so that my old login doesn't work, because usually with my old login, they'll let me do anything. Hang on. I got one more plan to try, and I will see if I can find you the right price and not be a big fibber. Hang on a second. This. And now what I will do is search. Okay. Hold the phone. Aha! I found it for 110. Hang on a second. Let's see. Let me go here, see what happens. Okay. This is really weird. But let me show you this. Okay. Now it was $153, right? Now watch this. Here's my stupid dog trick that I learned. Okay, a window. I think this is. Share. Okay. There it is. And 113. And so if I go, if I can, I don't know why it's not recognizing going in there, but it's in fact it's even lower by $1. So if I want to go back, I guess the name of the place is Damo Whale, and you can. But see, the thing is, it only does it for me. See, I get spoiled, I guess. In other words, I'm at the top of their sucker list. So anyway, cancel that. No, that's not the one I want to cancel. Okay, so I'm sharing. All right. Now we're back to whole again. What do you want to talk about watches today? I'm good for anything. Hi, Giles. How you doing? Let's see. Who else showed up? Hi, Om. Lazard. Ben. Hi, Ben. Hi, Lee. Good grief. Good to see you. Okay, guys, what would be a good topic today? We can talk about anything watches. I got on this is my Horological Society of New York hat. So that means I can talk about anything I want to about watches, and only me, because you guys don't have the hat. By the way, if you're not a member of the Horological Society of New York, you won't be able to take advantage of what they're having. They're having these traveling I guess you'd call them traveling workshops, and they're really great. If you want to learn about how a watch works and how to take one apart and have fun with it and so forth, that's the way to do it. Hi, Westphalia. How you doing? Don't you think Chinese quality is improving? Yeah, I do. I mean, like, this is my faux brigade, and this thing is still keeping great time. It's my faux brigade, and it's on a real enamel dial. It's got real brigade hands, or at least they look like real brigade hands. And let me see it. Oh yeah, this is got to get it on me to get it in focus. And it's got brigade numbers. But the thing is so amazing. It really keeps great time. I mean, when I wind this sucker up, and it's got sort of you mentioned Chinese quality. It's got a Chinese whatchamacallit, 6498. Works great. Yeah, it's got a nice strap. I got this strap. I got it from someplace on eBay. I think it was like $10 or something like that. Let me bring it over here so you can see it. This is weird how this is working. Yeah, that's the strap. Oh, this strap too. This is my Ming strap. You know, this is it's funny because this is just by chance I decided, well, I'm going to put it on my Moritz Grossmann. After I did that, I went back. I thought, well, I'm going to see how this compares with a Moritz Grossmann bracelet. This is the Ming strap, by the way. And so I went and looked. None of their watches that are shown on their catalog, their online catalog, have a metal bracelet. They're all leather or hide some kind. So my real bracelet that came the thingamajig that came with it, with the real band, is Gator, and it's really a neat band too. So maybe this might end up being a traveling bracelet, but it's a pain in the neck to put it on because it just is. Hi, Donnie, how you doing? I don't know if you're Lee. I don't know if you're Robert Redford or not. I know a lot of people are confused. It's sort of the Oklahoma Robert Redford. Atelier Win is also really accurate. Yeah, it's like a long time ago. I mean, this must have been 4 or 5 years ago. I did say that. I said, "You guys watch China, man. Pretty soon, quality is going to be improving and things are going to be happening there." So, gotta watch it. Hi, HP. Opinion on mayonnaise. You know what? Something about it I just don't like, and it has nothing to do with the quality. It's just something that I just this is just an opinion. A lot of people love that stuff. It's sort of like it looks like mail, like like a coat of mail. I don't know why it doesn't do it for me. But but that's just me. I mean, I got more quirks than anyone. Rasmus's, would you do a watch strap video? You might have done one a long time ago, but I think you may have new experience in terms of quality versus price. I'm really irresponsible when it comes to straps. Where's my latest strap? Oh, I'll tell you something. Let me tell you a terrible strap story. I I have a watch I was putting a new strap on. Had a devil of a time getting the strap off. So I finally got the strap off. So then I have one of those quick release straps with a little button to pull, and then they're really easy. They either go on very easily or they're next to impossible. So I have this thing, so I'm trying to put it on this other watch just to see what it was like. I couldn't get that doggone thing on. I had my Bergone spring bar tool, and I was using it. I punched a hole in my finger. I was working like man on it. Some time ago in the mall, there were a couple kids, young guys, who were selling watch bands. And so there was something I thought, well, I'll get a watch band from them, see what they're up to. And so the guys, and they used a case knife. Hang on, let me show you what I'm talking about. I think it's a handy tool for everyone to have. This is my case knife. It's basically it's a knife that has this funny little shape. It's edged on one side and then flat on the other side, and it's for opening case backs. You take it and you work on the case back with it. I don't like that kind of case. Unfortunately, we've got them. There's a better tool to do it with that. But anyway, they're using this case knife. They're just ripping those things, working on the bands, and they'd take it and they'd push down the spring bar and then slip it in there off their case. And I look at the guys. They said, "Don't you guys know how to use the spring bar tool? Here you are, you're selling stuff." Oh yeah, we got one. And blah, we know how to do it. But we like this one. I thought, oh, this is terrible, terrible. You shouldn't do that. I don't know why I said that, but it turned out so. Finally, I gave up trying to get that stupid easy on and off. So I thought, I guess I'll try this. It went on so easily. I felt like a fool. And then I thought, well, I don't want to have this band on here. And so I took it off, and it was easy to get off, relatively speaking, and I got it off. But then I couldn't get the other one back on that had taken off, and I had my fancy spring bar tools. I finally ended up using my case knife again. Anyway, so handy case knife. There's a bit of strap lore. It's sort of like, hey, this works, but don't do it. All right, don't do this at home. Anyway, Rasmus, are you sure you want me doing a video on straps? Oh boy. Okay. Chain. Abby Wallace, chainmail. Yeah, chainmail. Um, Plate mail is a little different, but chainmail is simply a bunch of those little links. Isn't that what Milanese is? There's all these little links together. Don't know what I don't like about it. It doesn't look bad. I just, mm, you have certain things, and if you like it, use it. Don't listen to me, for God's sakes. Use your head. Eco, I got a bespoke Jean Rousseau strap coming at the end of the week from my for my Fabergé Alexi. Ooh, you got a Fabergé Alexi. Hey, I'll tell you something, Eco. I hope you got a good buy on that thing. Um, I've been wearing my Fabergé Alexi. I love that watch, and I'm still trying to figure out why I like it so much, but I do. And what I had done there, like you, except instead of Jean Rousseau this time, it was ABD. Hang on, ABP Concepts Paris, and they had this sale on this one. It looked like a good deal. It was black and red python. They said it's a dragon. So I thought, man, that's what I got to have. I got to have a dragon strap. So I got it. And I got it. I put it on my Alexi. Let me show it to you. Hang on. Oh, come here, Alexi. Ah, I've been wearing this thing. Just love it. Here it is. This is my Python strap. Uh, this is the other thing too. We've been having fits importing these not dodo bird, ostrich. And man, I tell you, going through and so it's not on sites, so we don't have to worry about it. We should be no problem to import. Wrong. Here's a piece of advice: if you get ostrich, go down to your local store and get it, because man, I tell you, importing ostrich, you gotta take them back and show them the egg the thing was hatched in. They're really crazy about that because it goes to Fish and Games rather than sites. Someone pointed out, hey, sites knows what they're doing and what is not allowed. Fish and Game, they have this long process. Some watches we just got some done recently were received, and it took them forever. So never again with that. But here's the thing that's so weird. This is python. I don't know if python is endangered or not. Apparently not in Florida. They thrive down there in the Everglades. But this particular one, and some gator straps and any other kind of strap, I've been able to get from ABP Concepts in Paris. Or I can go to New York and go over to Jean Rousseau and get my straps there, and you can get any kind you want as well. So, like I said, I don't know, maybe we can have something on straps. Hey, we can talk about it here. We don't need no stinking special one. We can talk about straps or anything else we want to. So there. Okay, let's see. The Stepan Saperneba Moon Bridge bracelet is absolute killer. Okay. A lot of his stuff is really nice. His Blood Moon watch is a nice one too. Hi, Ibrahim. Thanks, man. Eco. Okay, good deal on the watch, not so much on the strap. I got a good deal on the strap too. With Jean Rousseau, I've got to work out some deal with him. That's another thing in the back of my mind. Either with ABP Paris, ABP Concepts Paris, or with Jean Rousseau. Well, they're both have a lot of their straps. A lot of the work is done in Paris. I did have one not too long ago, and that's how come I don't have an arm and a leg anymore. I had a Bulgari had a special strap made for it, and it cost me a fortune. These other ones, when I go for some deal, I am the biggest sucker ever. So anyway, for those of you selling things to suckers, here I am. I mean, when it comes to straps, I just got another one. It was from ABP Concepts Paris. Oh man, I tell you, they had some great ones in this latest one. And I thought about it for a couple of days. By the time I got back, all the ones that I liked that were in like a 2018 size were adios. And so, geez, so there's a tip for you. Okay. Hey, Koji, how you doing, man? Thanks. They have one for you, Koji, they have one that's black, white, black, white. It's called it's the skin of a piano key python. Oh boy. I got ostrich strap from England, no problem. Man, Donnie, I'm glad you did. It shouldn't be a problem. I mean, because ostriches from a farm-raised ostrich, but it takes forever. I just had 29 shipped to me so that I'll have 29 of our ostrich straps. And with the ostrich straps, what I can do is then I'll just send them all to the REIT folk here in the U.S. Rather than going through just this nightmare of stuff that everyone had to go through so far. I mean, we missed the Horological Society's gala. Of course, I screwed mine up and had to send it back, and I got it and missed the gala too. So then we got we got enough cases, and then Matthew had it and took it around the world with him, talking about his other one, and got some very good replies. That's which reminds me, it's another thing I've got to take care of. Hey, Abby. Many times it's because we have a treaty to honor certain laws through certain catalogs. Oh, I know, Abby. There's all kinds of things. But I think I wonder if they keep those secrets. I wish they would say, okay, here's the deal. If you have this and this, if you're coming from here and going there, this is what to do. No, I'm aware of that. But like the ostrich we have is from South Africa, from a farm where they raise them for different, there's bags and all kinds of different things they use ostrich hide for. Piano strap, that's it. Hey, Westphalia. How is Loic E2 #1 getting on? I met a chap in London with one. Oh, you're lucky, man. There aren't too many. Number 2, you meant. Number 2, we just had a little break, a good break, finally. And it's the watch is coming along. A bunch of things broke all at once, and broke in good ways. We see what we've experienced with Loic is what, quote, real watch companies have. They got problems with the suppliers. They got problems with the case maker. They got problems here, problems there. We can do everything right. We can do everything perfectly right and still run into problems. But if anybody thinks that doesn't happen with, they pick up a Patek Philippe down at their AD, hey, there's no reason that similar things couldn't have happened to Patek Philippe. Never mind what they say about everything is in-house. It's not, right? And so if they have somebody's, like after the pandemic, I mean, people just didn't show up for work. And so there weren't certain skilled talents out there. It's like any other business. There's just, it's sort of Murphy laws, rules, the whole thing. But we're overcoming all of it. We got some great people. Great people. That's the big key. Hey, Killer, what's that? What are your thoughts on paying aftermarket on Lang and Hein? I missed the Hector when it came out. Now I'm considering paying a premium. Oh boy. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. I don't like that. I call it gouging. They can call it paying a premium. It's not a premium, it's a gouge is what it is. Why do they call it a premium? Good God, premium is the term no longer means what it should mean. I mean, if I say I've got a premium case, here's my premium um Swiss Army knife case knife. That's a premium quality knife. That makes sense. But when you say you pay a gouge price, how is that a premium? It's not. It's just a gouge price. Or it's a charge for, an auction charge. You can call it a lot of things like that, but it's not a premium. I hate that term. No, the reason I don't like it, Killer, as far as Hector is concerned, I'll tell you what they're doing with that is that they're really making opportunities for a bunch of guys like us, a bunch of watch collectors say, listen, I'm tired of this. Let's just get together and we can, we're smart enough to figure out how to do something like that. We'll just do it on our own. And they better be aware of what's coming out of China. This Ming, I don't think it's from China, it's from Singapore. And I'll tell you, I'd be glad to put this up against anything anywhere. It wasn't cheap, but it's done a very good job. It's just like the loop system. I think all of the loop system is from Singapore. Could be wrong about that, but it's this is my loop from my loop system, and it's really great. Well, I'm not going to take it. I have to take this bottom part off here, but otherwise, I can just go looking at stuff close up and with it. I'll be inspecting my Python strap. Okay, let's see what else is happening here, guys. Killer. I guess I meant premium with no. I mean, they use that term killer. I knew what you meant. It's just one of those ones that bugs me, you hear these guys screaming bloody murder about the gray market. The gray market, there's nothing gray about it. It means they couldn't sell it for the MSRP price. And so they have to send it to the secondary market. And that's where you can pick it up for a fraction. The whole notion, I think ADs, if they start doing that, they're just shooting themselves in the foot. And if they go under, they have it coming. I mean, you can make money in the watch business without gouging. I'll put it that way. Well, just let me give you an example. This wisdom, if you can call it that, comes from Archie. Archie, he got all excited. This is years ago. Archie used to come up with some stuff. It was pretty good. He was saying, he says, you know how Archie is. Hey, don't tell anybody I know this. And then it's something really obvious. But this one I thought was sort of funny. He said, the markup on Patek Philippe's is 100%. So if a Patek Philippe picks up a watch for $20,000, the MSRP will be $40,000 on it. The same thing with Rolex or some other ones. But there's a huge markup. And so I'm thinking, okay, yeah, there is this huge markup, but they don't have to make it huge. They can still make money without it being huge. And so it's sort of like, This is what Seiko did. Seiko really knocked them for a loop when they came out with their watches. Not only were they inexpensive, they were really a very good quality. And I think there are ways to do that with Swiss watchmaking, which I happen to have, I really like a lot. But I don't know, man. I just don't know. Same thing with German watchmaking too. This is one of my, I think I have 3 German watches, and this is my latest. I love it. It is such a good watch. And this was another one I found a great deal on. I was looking at Maurice Grossman today in Chrono 24. They start at 20,000. I mean, this was on Chrono 24's got used and new, but even that started at 20,000 for Maurice Grossman. And I thought, wow. And I got this one for a little better than that, quite a little better. But anyway, there are plenty of other things you can do other than gouging, I think. A lot of guys, and this may be a part, I understand it on the one hand, but I've got my own ideas on the other, and that is exclusivity. All of the Lorique watches are exclusive. I mean, we've got like on our first one, the Etude number 1, we had 70 made, and that's it. There's only going to be 70 Etudes number 1, and on number 2 we made 100, so there are only going to be 100 of those, and then on 3 and 4 there are only going to be 100, and I think a lot of guys say, "Wow, it's worth more, it's more exclusive and stuff like that." I don't have anything against exclusiveness, but I think when exclusiveness is due to the fact that you have to spend so much time on a watch to create it, that's one thing. You have the amount of resources you need to create it. You can't, like in other words, you can't run them off on any kind of mass production. Okay. So what should be limited is limited to the ability of the craftsman to create something. So that would be a limited edition. And we got that through no fault of our own. We found out you cannot hand make Lorique watches very quickly. So, and all we do is complain about how they're behind. Like, well, what are you going to do? Oh, you got a Vincent Calabrese Griffey. Oh, wow. Now that's a couple other ones too. One of the things of some of these guys who are really very good watchmakers that a lot of people haven't heard about, or they don't take them as seriously as they might, is because they have a base movement of an ETA or a Salida. Vincent Calabrese's one, but on the other hand, Vincent Calabrese's got something else going for him too. And his watches with that base to it are really interesting. They're not like the Griffey is one that I know is just, it's not like every other kind of watch. It's got an ETA base. And so some people, get all snobby about this. Same thing with, who's the guy who makes the watches with the multiple rotors on it, little gold rotors instead of one. What's his name? Does anybody remember him? There's another guy, Antoine Perzuzio, who has some really cool watches. They have an ETA base, but they're more than what you normally get. Paul Gerber, that's right. That's exactly. Thank you, Razia. That's exactly who I was thinking of. It's Paul Gerber. His watches are really very nice. He was at a watch show, I think it was in Ireland or Wales, not too long ago. And some of the guys who met him really liked him. Yeah, Westphalia, that's right. Yeah. Yeah, no, that's another one. So some of these guys, yeah, they got ETAs. Here's one way, but then they have these other watches. Like I know that Antoine Prezuzio has got these watches that are, like the tourbillons and some of the other ones that are really expensive. Festival of Time, exactly right. That's exactly was the one. Rosiga, thank you. Amy Weber, yes. Yes, it was a cohab on that. Yeah, collab. I mean, not cohab, cohabitation. I don't think Gerber would want to. Okay, he made Piece Unique there, with Amy. Yeah, it went for 30,000 on Phillips. Not surprised. Hey, Chili Burger. Chili Badger. I keep calling you Chili Burger. Tells you where my head's at. Lunch. Okay, what else do you guys want to talk about? Something irresponsible. Where's Brian? Brian's been quiet. Brian's usually cooking something up. Hey, killer. Killing burger sounds great. It's not. It's Chili Badger. I'm a badger, but burger works. No, badger is would be correct. It just sad. Uh, let's see. What can we do to cause trouble? What can we do to shake up the watch industry? There you are. Freud would have something to say about your chili burger obsession. Oh man. Oh geez. Not my obsession isn't with chili burgers, it's with straps. I'm obsessed with strap. Oh boy, there's a new strap. I like it. Uh, a chili burger themed lyric. There you go. Shakes the nation. Um, one thing that I found out, our designer Matthew has been going around the world with his Amida watch, and but one of the deals we made. This is really funny. One of the deals we made with Matthew is that we had a special watch made for the GPHG, which is I'm working on right now. Not We're entering it right now. I've got to keep my eye on the calendar because I don't want to close out. There were some little things I've been tweaking and fixing up for it. But so anyway, so we thought it'd be a good idea. Why don't you wear one of these watches? And then he's in Geneva, and so all of he's what he calls a white wolf. Everybody knows Matthew, and Matthew knows everyone. So he was wearing it. So when I met him in New York, he was on his way and he had his new E2 number 2 watch on. That's if in the case of nominations, that's the one that will take another trip around the world. It's been around once. Maybe it'll go around again. So he said he was showing it, and they really had a great reaction to it, especially. We got a lot of very strong support in Asia, and so that's a good thing. There's all kinds of fun stuff going on, and again, this is part. In a way, that one way we can see it is Larique really represents a bunch of collectors who just figured, man, we know what we want in terms of quality, but we also know what we can afford, and so this was one way that we could do it. And so far that we don't go crazy, it's been working out really well. Mitos are very popular outside the US. Mitos, yeah. No, Mitos are. That's an interesting brand. They're mostly They don't make their own movement, I'll put it that way, and they seem to have a lot of different ones in there. Hey, Lee, headed to a Japanese maple conference in North Carolina. Which watch should I wear? Roger Dubuis Easy Diver or... Oh, that's a good question. I would go with... Does the Globemaster have more than one time zone? Because you're going from Central time zone to Eastern, Lee. Do you have a dual time zone? I don't want you missing a meeting because you showed up on Oklahoma time when it was North Carolina time. Do you have any reading material that are videos about what's planned for League 3 and 4? Funny you ask. Well, we're working on it. I'll put it that way. We usually don't have a general video or other information until we get to a certain point where a lot of decisions have been made. The etude number 3, we're sort of, it's coming along. Etude number 4, if you're interested, you can join the etude number 4 group. The reason what we have is that the people who have decided to get etude number 3, we have special meeting places online. And we only allow people in that, not because we're being snobbish, but rather we've got to make a lot of decisions and we don't want any, people in there kibitzing like, oh, well, you should do this. These are for people who, look, we want a really good watch and this is what we're doing. And so there's not a lot of what I'll call information to the outside, but I guess there are probably some people who who let many cats out of the bag. But it's a good time to join the E4 group because it's wide open right now and until probably until September. We're moving right along. Here it is. Good grief. It's almost June. Jeez. That's just a few more months. And Abdul's going to be sweating bullets. And I'll be done. It has to be a Seiko. HP, there you go. No, it's got to be a Jaime Ahsoka. That's what it's. You get out your Jaime Ahsoka, Lee. But if you don't have one, Seiko will have to do. I'd wear my Seiko 5. Big fan of Globemaster. I like that watch too, Bruce. I agree. Globemaster has where you can jump the hour with a watch trend. Oh, how cool. Wow, that is a neat thing. Yeah, I know. Everything, that's the problem, man. There's all kinds of watches I'd like. I can't afford them all. Probably a good thing, though, because I've got so many watches I just love wearing right now. I hate to, it's almost like, it's almost like your watch case is saying, wear me today, wear me today. And I look at it, oh, I really like that watch. This is crazy. This is a fun hobby. Okay, what else, you guys? What else is going on? Oh, wait a minute. Wait a minute. It's a Japanese maple. You need to wear a Canadian watch because the maple leaf is there on their flag. We got any Canadians here today? We got some Canadian Lariques. I don't know if they got more sense than to show up. Oh, man. Boy, talk about summer. Whew. It's like over 90 degrees today. Um, Normally, I mean, until today, I always have long sleeve tees and then a long sleeve over them. Tomorrow, thunderstorms. Then it goes back to a cooler spring like weather for, I don't know, I hope for a long time. Oh, do you have anything to be a final cost? I think the day before shipping, we finally get the final cost. No, not yet. All of them are supposed to be under 10. Uh, that's what we're trying to do. I'm not saying we're always successful, but that's sort of the goal is trying to keep them under 10,000. Um, One of the things we learn a lot. I think there are places where where you can not have to spend as much and yet have good quality. You can spend a lot and not have good quality, but the trick is to find out where you can have the level of quality you want at a well, I'll call it a fair price. It's fair to us. It may be, some starving case maker or something, but yeah, that's as far as the as far as the final price is concerned. This is why it's difficult. Exchange rates. It doesn't sound like much, but you get a little exchange rate and boom. Then we have um, the VAT because when one part goes to somewhere else within Switzerland, there's a VAT that's paid. But then there's a special thing that we had to get so that once after a certain point, every quarter, I think you can claim back the VAT. You try doing a budget on that. So there's your answer for you. Viewing from Malaysia, it's freezing tonight. What does freezing in Malaysia look like? Only down to 81 degrees, something like that. Hey, yeah, no, I like the Malaysia group. There's something about them I just like. And I like saying Kuala Lumpur. Just sounds like a neat word. Killer. Yeah, the thing about that killer though is that w- it we're paying top price for the movements. Believe me, we're not getting a cheap movement at all. We're getting what anyone else would get, except rather than charging 30, 40, $50,000, we're doing what we had planned to do. And there's no markup after that. Yeah, Brian, I do that every now and then too. I wound up I've got two watches that are on 7-day wines, and I had this my H Moser. One of H Moser and my Beauvais are both 7-day wines, and then I said, "Gee, I hate to waste that wine, so I'll put it on again." And other watches, I just like wearing. You know, There's another one. I'm having an unboxing on Friday's video. That'll be fun. And I'm doing a whole lot on it. That I haven't done quite like this before. I've got segments of videos and everything else all over the place. Yeah, Andrew, that's a good question. Yeah, this is the Horological Society of New York, and I guess this is their logo. I always thought their logo was more involved in this. This is just an escape wheel for a logo, and they had a goodie bag. This is really funny. They had a goodie bag at the gala, and I was expecting, oh boy, maybe they'll throw a watch in or something, or a watch strap, something really something. So every bag had the same thing in it. It had a hat and a candy bar. It was a big chocolate Hershey candy bar that had Horological Society of New York. It was, but they had this really fancy bag. I said, oh boy, I've seen what they've done at the Oscars, and they got really good stuff. But we got a hat. I like the hat's well made, though. That's one thing I'll say for them. When were you a pilot? Did you wear a pilot's watch? That's a good question. I didn't know jack about a pilot. I mean, here's what I knew back then. I was a pilot. I had my own airplane from 1988 to 1992. Just a period in there. It was very intense, though. I got my instrument rating. I flew with Flying Samaritans and Liga down to Mexico, into both down to Baja and Sinaloa. I once flew a friend of mine down to La Paz so we could watch the total eclipse of the sun. It was weird. Stayed in this place called, I think it was called Punta Santa Fe, something like that. It was on the Baja coast. And the thing about the place that we stayed, they had these little cabins you could rent out, and you'd always wake up and there'd be a scorpion in your shoe. And so they had all kinds of tricks they did, and so I didn't bother with it. So I put my shoe on, and there was a scorpion at the bottom of the shoe, and the poor thing was like he got smelly socks and stuff. So I heard him gagging. So I took my shoe off and pounded him out, and the scorpion went running off, and some guy saw him and freaked out and stomped my scorpion. Another guy, he came limping up to us. We had a bunch of doctors that we flew with. I mean, well, that was, I'm trying to think, that was, there was must have been one of our doctor flights. And so this guy got hit by a stingray, and so his leg is all messed up. And he wanted to know if they were going to have to remove it or something. So one of our doctors took a look at it and said, "Nah, you put some stuff on it and take care of it once you get back." Yeah. So those are times. So that was. I mean, I sort of, my partner and I. We did a book on something that was Duat. There was this is in the 1990, 1991, sometime there, they had one of the first online flight planning things. And so nobody knew how to do it. And I was familiar with computers and writing books. So we did a book on it, did a little one. Things sold out right away. So then we did another one, and it was selling so quick that so there was this place called Aviation Book Company, and they bought all of them. So we got rid of that. It just, we just got all kinds of fun doing that. My partner, he flew our plane up to the Arctic Circle, and he was coming home, and he got in. They had stuff like freezing fog. My God, I'll tell you, I like flying south of the border. He liked flying north of the Arctic Circle. I think what he really wanted to do, he wanted to move to Alaska, get trying to think what it was. There was this big fat Cessna that they use for bush pilots. He wanted to be a bush pilot. I'd done some stuff with a group called the Baja Bush Pilots. In fact, they bought a bunch of stuff that we produced about flying in Baja. It was fun. I'll tell you, if you ever want to fly, there's certain things you have to do all the time to stay alive. And if you want to know about avionics, here's what makes an airplane fly: money. That's what keeps it up in the air. Sorry you're going off on that. There was I I don't know. God, I had a lot of fun flying. Hey, Danish, how you doing? I've got to go to sleep now. Oh, that's right. Yeah, you guys are. It's night in Denmark. Sorry for keeping you up. What's what's the process for buying a Lyrique? The process. It's really not hard. It's more like um contacting, when there's any sort of anyone says, okay, like right now, I would, if I were you, I'd join the Etude number 4 group. They haven't sort of got to the point, and then there'll be a certain point where there's a you have we start buying it, so to speak. And so it's like the first step that we were using in ours was 3,200. So got the first 3,200, and once you have that, then you're in. And the next step is just we sort of do it step by step as we get these invoices, and then we pay them. That's pretty much it. But we don't have like, I don't know. We're not. It sort of started. Let me tell you how it really started. It started with a bunch of guys. I'd gone to Germany. I'd been in Dresden, and I had a talk with Rolf Lang, and Rolf Lang is a super interesting guy. He's Marco Lang's dad, by the way, and but Rolf Lang had done a lot of stuff with. He had worked with All Longa. He had worked with Tutima. In fact, he was like the major training everyone at Tutima, and had made a what was it? He had made this incredible watch for him. Now he had another one, a watch. When I went to visit him, was this like $1 million duplicate of John Harrison's chronometer, his maritime chronometer. So we were talking, and he wasn't able. He had a wristwatch he was selling. Forgot the name of it, but he didn't quite know what to do. So I said, "Look, why don't we try this? I'll get 12 guys together who are sort of hanging out at High Horology Lounge, and we'll each take the watch and keep it for a month and talk about it on social media. And then by the end of that 12-month, maybe some people will see it and they want to buy it." Well, we went and did that, and I was realized, here we had this $22,000 watch that that Rolf Lang, and he had made it special for us too, which he had added a special movement to it. Incredible piece of horology. So we get this, and in fact, it ended up with 13. Well, something happened the week before they closed down New York City. I was at Cellini's, and the one of the last persons who had the watch, who we gave it to hold it, that was where we met. And then after that, there was. I mean, well, you remember what the pandemic was like. So anyway, in the middle of all of this, so I got the watch back. This is this Rolf Lang watch. Got it back, and Rolf said, "Hey, send it back." I sold it, so I sent it back to Rolf. So he did sell it. So I figured, well, so I talked to these guys. This initial group we had, and said, you want to try this? And since it had worked, that we were able to do what we did, and we were really hoping that we could get 20 guys together, because I'd contacted Nicholas Viderek at Agenor, and I'd simply had asked him about some retrograde movements. and he told me about it. By the way, too, E2 number 3 and possibly E2 number 4. One of the things that Nicholas said about, he said, it's with the thing about E2 number 3 is it's going to be a real Agenor watch having the retrogrades. So that's going to be a new thing for us too. That'll be fun. Okay, sorry for that long-winded answer, but that's pretty much the story behind it. Hey, Wargaming Refugee. Hello, I'm scrolling through your Instagram. My Instagram is probably not the best. Just saw a couple of photos from your flight down south. Oh, cool. Okay, I didn't know I had it on Instagram. I think I put a picture out. There was this one dirt strip that we went into. I think I put that in there. That was in Sinaloa. We were in Sinaloa when I don't know, it was either El Chapo or some bad guy was running the place, and we were okay with him because we were down there bringing, they had all kinds of things. I saw this one guy with leprosy. I'd never seen that before. The doctors that we flew down there, I always ask him, here they're giving out, the fact that he had to pay part of to go down there with us. And I said, well, what are you guys doing this for? They said, he said, you can see some diseases and practice and so forth. He said, you can do it without, an accountant on one arm and a lawyer on the other. You can just do some real medical work. And so you ran into some really interesting physicians like that during that period. And it was sort of the reputation we had in the area was like, hey, these guys are, doing good, so let's leave them alone. And they did. HSNY's logo is much more involved. Yeah, that's what I thought. The only thing in common is the triangle. Oh, yeah, that's right, for the chronometer. Hey, by the way, did any of you guys, I'm thinking of sending my watch and my new Lurican for a chronometer thing. I had it on a time grapher, and it was off 1 second. I'll take that. I think in order to meet chronometer standards, you have to be within 5 seconds, and this thing's 1, so I'm pretty happy with it. Hi, El Gato. El Gato Felix, what a cool name. Felix the El Gato. Is there a process to place stop flippers like Rancher from flipping Lurique watches? Not really. That's you can't do what we do with everything we have to do with nothing but volunteers. How we set up police? From the get-go, Rancher didn't make any pretense about that. He bought 4 of them on the initial run and sold them all. And somebody wants to do that, fine. I have no intention of ever selling mine, but that's my choice. If someone wants to wear it and then sell it, that's the nature of the beast. By the way, I started to tell you guys about the watch going around the world. I've got to do a write-up. You guys have heard of Deployant magazine. I think they want to see something about it, so that'll be fun. I think I'll be doing that too. A subscription. It is, Westphalia. That's exactly what it's like, a subscription watch. Rustic, yeah. What it was, Wargaming Refugee, was that it was a dirt strip, and it looks like it's in the middle of a jungle. Well, it wasn't exactly a jungle. It was a semi-tropical, though. This was in Sinaloa. And there were power lines at one end, and I think something else at the other end. It was not a good place to have it. One of their guys who used to, he had a six-seater. I forgot what kind it was. I think it was a Piper something or other. Anyway, he used to fly down there and get shrimp and then fly him back and sell a shrimp. He was more of a guy just looking for an excuse to go flying. So he had like 6 people on board. So he goes out of that strip, and here come the power lines, and he's looking at it and he's thinking, he went to a point of dreaming that he could clear them, to a point of realizing he couldn't. And so what he did, he said he's going to go underneath the power lines. Well, what he did, wham, he hit the ground pretty hard too. And fortunately, nobody was killed. There were some people who were hurt. And of course, his plane was totaled, which was so when we got there, flying in there, when I had to fly into that strip we had to get the people out of there. Plus, they had to. It was a big mess. But flying in there was this guy. He decided he's going to play controller. God, I could have shot that guy. I'm going over the power lines coming in, and he's just saying, do this and do that. I know how to fly this thing. I know how to land it. So finally, I told him to shut up and went around and came in straight. It's really funny though. Towers don't tell you to do that. I mean, when you're coming in to land, they simply tell you you're cleared, unless there's something with a step down and there's some things like that, and the controllers will tell you what direction to fly in and so forth. No, hey Brian, no, we didn't fly down there. I'll tell you though, we got treated like criminals though. Here we come across. We were probably the only people bringing drugs into Mexico. So we would come out fairly light. There were a couple people I wanted to throw off my plane and come in light that way. No, we got treated like criminals though. This is what's so crazy. Here we're coming across the border, and you got to set up your oh God, it's been years now. This is a long time ago. Your transponder. They say, okay, put this on your transponder. So you dial in your transponder, and so they know who you are. Listen, the guys that are smuggling stuff, they don't come in and say, oh, we're coming in, we're going to land at Brownfield or at Calexico. They come in and then back across the border. But we were the ones that got treated like criminals. And then they had these, anyway, I don't want to go into those things. That was, it was funny. Anyway, guys, listen, I'm sorry to sort of go off whack right now, but thank you all for putting up with me. And I'm glad I was able to show you that I wasn't dreaming about the price of that tourbillon. Anyway, no, I was while as a professor, HP. That was, I was a professor. It was funny. It got started. I had published a book. I was getting into more. We were teaching, we were bringing in computers at the time into doing research. Okay. And so I saw this article in the Wall Street Journal about this new technology called HyperCard. I thought, oh, this looks good. So I called my agent. Agent got a book contract. I wrote the book, took the first royalty, and ran out and bought an airplane. It wasn't on a professor's pay, I can tell you that. But, okay. Oh, for Friday. Yeah, it's going to be a lot of fun, I think, on Friday. You'll see that. I can hardly wait to get it done. I got to get back to work on that, too. Anyway, guys, thanks a million. Take care. And don't believe a word I say.